Thanks, Ryan. Obviously, welcome to everybody that's here today and listening in. And I know too much about these Zoom screens now that are in front of me as well. But do want to take a minute. It's Veterans Day, and thank our veterans for all their service fighting for our freedom. Special day. My father-in-law being a veteran, best man in our wedding. So a special day. I want to recognize them and thank them for their service. As you guys know, signing day is always one of my favorite days of the year. Special, we talk about a Bison family, and anytime you get to add to the family, it's just a great day. I've been an assistant. I want to take the time to thank our assistants for all their work behind the scenes, in particular Coach Brown. Coach Brown was the lead recruit here with Andrew over the last 7-8 months and just really did a terrific job. Thankfully, with Andrew's situation, we've known the young man and his family for over a year, longer than COVID's been around the last 7-8 months. So that did provide us some good scenarios where we were able to see him play live. He was actually last summer, he was on campus. We were able to sit down and visit when we actually offered him. Some things like that where in some other situations, we went through the recruiting process with some other young men and their families, and we were Zooming them, had never seen them play live, had never physically, been in the same room with them. So it's obviously provided some unique challenges, and I really appreciate, Coach Brown and all of our staff for getting us to this point. But we're very excited. Literally and figuratively, this is a big young man and a big recruit for us. And when you go back and comb through what's been successful, we pride ourselves on recruiting the right person, the right student, and obviously a championship player. And as I've gone through and done this, the bigger, the longer, the more athletic person, player that you can get and not compromise the character, the values, the student that you're getting, obviously the better. And Andrew comes, literally straight off the farm for us, and that's been a successful blueprint for us with that blue-collar, workman-like attitude. We also took a look at our roster, having 2 seniors, Rocky Cruiser and Tyler Witz, our starting 5-man last year, and our backup 5-man. We knew we were going to lose some size, and so size was a premium, and Andrew really checked all the boxes for us. A great young man, a terrific basketball future that I think is got a bright future when he just kind of, in a way, gets away from the farm a little bit and gets able to spend some more time with us. The size at 6'9", 230, as a high school junior, senior, you just don't see that. And his ability to move, to catch, to run, to do all those things. And he's got a streak to him, too, a mean streak, a nasty streak to him. And you have to have that to play down low. So for so many ways, shapes, and forms, we're very excited to be adding Andrew today to our family.
Dave, just this recruitment of Andrew, obviously Minnesota's a big area for you. How important, I guess, was specifically that area and a big man at that spot?
It's huge. We really work hard, Dom, to exhaust every measure in what we call our Tier 1 states, the Dakotas, Iowa, Wisconsin, Nebraska, and obviously Minnesota being a big one. And so when we can go into those tier states, we feel like we've got some terrific relationships built up with Coach Anderson with Sika, the Heat program that Andrew played for in the summer. We've got prior connections with Willie Vang and those guys, and so that really helps, especially in a unique year like this where some of the things that you don't see behind the scenes or on official visit, you can get those questions asked. So it really helps, and we know, right, we're experiencing it now as it starts to get colder, the climate, the environment that is Fargo. The farther you go, there's just a few more uncertainties. There's a few more excuses. And so that's why it's been really important to keep our recruiting base tight. And this one fits a lot of bills for a lot of reasons.
All right. Can you hear me?
Gotcha.
All right. Sweet. We talked about, Jarius being a big recruiting win as far as who else was after him. Andrew certainly was an extremely high-profile get. Do you guys feel like you're getting into some conversations, maybe even 3 or 4 years ago, it was tough to maybe get in some of these doors?
Yeah, I do, Ross, and it's a great point. I feel like we're getting into these conversations and we're staying in these conversations longer. I think that's part of the beautiful facility that we have. I think it's part of the success that we've had. But the thing that I'm most proud of as the leader, as the head coach, is we haven't compromised what we feel is important, and that's getting the right people and the right students first and foremost. And again, I mentioned it with not compromising those things, but adding more length, adding more talent, adding more versatility is the ultimate goal in the recruiting process without compromising who you are as a program, your values, your principles, your mission statement.
Have you guys, this is obviously a one player class. Is this kind of a COVID thing as far as you're not really maybe sure who might be coming, who might be going? Have you been a little conservative with scholarship offers because you're not really sure what the road ahead looks like?
Yeah, and I can let Bison Nation and let all you guys know too. And I visited last night with Noah Christensen to let him know. About a month ago, 6 weeks ago, Noah Christensen and I visited and both mutually decided that we were going to go our separate ways. And I mean that in the kindest of way. I love Noah. He comes from a wonderful family. He bleeds green and gold. It just wasn't a situation that was working out for Noah in the long run for us as well. And so we just decided it was in the best interest of Noah and us to go different ways, and we're going to support him in whatever we do. And so if you try to comb through our roster a little bit, it can be difficult because of the season of competition waivers. We know we have 2 seniors. Both of those seniors are big guys. So we went out looking for some size. With Noah leaving our program and Andrew coming in, we sit at 13. I do know that as we sit back and get into the spring and evaluate things, things might look a little different. But for now, we're holding tight, and we're very excited about where we're at.
This year was a big, without of course mentioning any specific players. Is a high school guard something you're looking for, or what do your targets look like kind of moving into the future?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we prefer, I always were a developmental program to do it with, like to Dom's point, in upper Midwest high school kids. And yeah, I mean, this is a game, this is a league driven by perimeter players. We're very excited about the perimeter players that we have. We feel like adding Andrew, we feel like the Grant Nelson, some size that we do have, we feel in a pretty good position that way. And so, yeah, I think it's pretty obvious that next step is make sure we continue to solidify things. I like our guys. I like our perimeter guys. They're just young right now, and until the lights come on, we'll really see what we have.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Ryan. Coach, what would you say is the most difficult part of recruiting during the year of 2020?
I mean, I'm a competitive guy. I got into this to compete. I love the spirit and atmosphere of college, but just as big of any piece is the relationship piece. And I don't like being away from my family. I don't like the travel time in the air or in the car, the to and from. But I absolutely love the relationship piece, to be able to sit in a young man's house and get to know them, break bread with their family, to go out in the summer and sit with your colleagues and watch these kids play and, rub elbows with some of those guys. It's great. And that's the piece you miss the most. It's the relationship piece. It's the connection piece. I love my family. I love our guys, but they're probably getting sick of me because that's the only people we see right now.
Hey, Coach, sorry if you were asked this earlier, I had some audio issues, but I mean, getting a guy the size and the athleticism as Andrew, what does that mean for your program, especially a guy who had offers from, a Power 5 type conference?
Yeah, I mean, it means a lot from a standpoint of, like I just mentioned, we're a developmental program, and the higher we can get you in here and then develop you from there, all the better. And as a coach, you feel like you got a pretty good plan of what you can teach, what you can develop. 2 of those things is, size and athleticism is something that you can develop. It's a premium. You go out there and you recruit that, you select that, and obviously with Andrew, we're getting a lot of that. This is a big human being. This is a guy that's large and physical, and which is so important. But the way he moves, the way he can hedge a ball screen, the way he can run the floor and catch. I learned a long time when I was a student coach from Greg McDermott and Ben Jacobson. If they're big, can run and catch, and chew gum at the same time, grab them, take them, you can figure everything else out. And again, if Andrew comes in here and he does what other guys in our program have done, work hard, have fun, listen and serve, young man's got a bright future because of how he comes in here with his size, with his athleticism.
You always talk about culture fit, but he said, NDSU is the right culture fit from him above playing at, so-called higher level at a Power 5. I guess how important does he come in with that type of attitude based on top of all the physical stuff he brings to the table?
Yeah, when he verbally committed, and I think it was you guys that did the article on him, I took that article right back to our staff and said, look at what he said. And again, people in this room, people in our program probably ad nauseum get sick of me talking about culture. But when he mentioned, that we recruited him as a person, that tells me for the whole process he was listening. And you don't know, these are 16, 17, 18-year-old young men, and sometimes they're not the best communicators. Sometimes they're not the greatest at, voicing what's really on their mind, or even getting back to you at times. But when he said that, it was really validating for me and for me and our staff to say, hey, look, this young man understood our process. As big and talented, as good a basketball player is, he still knew that we were after him as a person first and foremost. Thank you.
I know 2021 is now done, but how difficult now looking ahead is the road, knowing that AAU was shortened this year and you're not sure, likely right now your dead period is going until January 1.
Yeah, I mean, it's so unique, in the best recruits that we have right now, and obviously for a lot of reasons, is Rocky Cruiser and Tyler Witz. They're in our program, and they're going to be coming back, right? I do feel, and I can say this, I'm not going to say names, but I do feel for a lot of the 21 class. I do feel for some of the 22 class. There's going to be some limited opportunities for those young men and their families, and like Jory and Darren and Jen's case, for those young ladies. It's just with guys coming back and having that option that's going to limit some of those opportunities. And, we were fortunate. We only needed one. We had a physical relationship with Andrew and his family, where we'd sat in the same office. We'd seen him play live. As we go forward, we're probably going to be in a different situation. And it doesn't look like COVID's going anywhere, and they're going to probably extend some dead periods. I'm seeing it all the way maybe until the beginning of April at the earliest. That's not going to help things. But we are a program not built on any excuses either. We got to figure it out and continue to get the right men that can play at a championship level.